Welcome to another episode of It's Debatable Double E edition. I'm your host, Justin Jones, here with co-host Seb. We are talking WWE. We are on the road to WrestleMania. A lot has been going on since the last time we've spoke. Definitely check our last episode though out with me and Fabian as we discuss some of the matchups that are going down on WrestleMania right now. But there are some topics that have to be discussed. Let's just start with probably the most trending topic over the last week. Randy Orton turns heel against Cody Rhodes. Last Friday night on SmackDown, we had the contract signing between WWE Champion Cody Rhodes and Elimination Chamber winner Randy Orton. You know, Cody was trying to talk all that nice stuff, how he was his first match in WWE, and how when he came back that Randy was the only one he had, and this, that, and a third. And Randy just started hearing the voices, right? Turns heel. The last image we see is him sitting in the middle of the ring with that WWE title. Said, what was your initial reaction to Randy Orton reverting back to his '09 ways?
It was absolute cinema. It's the road to WrestleMania, baby. Come on now. It was only right we had to do something like that. And the way that we did it with this segment was an absolute banger, man. Fuck all that talking. Let's do it, man. After we signed that contract, boom, and your head goes through that table, man. Now I'll take you out to the ring. Now I hit you with a steel step. We're not doing all that talking, man. We're letting the voices do the talking for us. The voices in our head saying we need 15. We need that. We need 15. So we're not gonna take it friendly just because we're mans, man. Come on now, all that sweet shit, all that. Oh yeah, you're my mentor. That goes out the window. This is the main event at WrestleMania. At WrestleMania, this is for all the marbles. This is for the title belt that I've been trying to get since I came back. Yeah, I went through all these phases where I was wrestling against Logan Paul, me, Drew McIntyre, me and Jelly Roll last SummerSlam. All that shit was cute. But if everybody's seen it, every time that Cody and Randy was in the ring or they was next to each other, he was staring at that title because he needs it. He needs it. So all that friendship goes out the window. Everything goes out the window. Randy was trying to get his shit off and say, "Yo, Cody, you're making this hard for me." Cody want to spark all that positivity bullshit. He's not trying to hear that, man. He's in savage mode. He's in '09 mode. The voices are telling him, if you want to win this title, you got to get back into that Viper mentality. You got to get back into that crash out mode. You got to get back to hearing the voices in your head to where you punt kick Mr. McMahon. When you kiss Stephanie McMahon in front of Triple H, you need to get back into that mode, Randy. That's exactly what happened. And you've seen it there when he took the steel steps, boom, hit him. Everybody trying to calm him down. Nick Aldis, get the fuck out of my way, Nick Aldis. You lucky you didn't get RKO'd. Jelly Roll lucky you didn't get RKO'd either. Get the fuck out of my way. Came back with the chair. Boom. Pow, right in the kisser. Right there, man. We're not playing these games, man. We're not doing that. I don't know. So I loved it. 10 out of 10 segment. There was no need for no promos, no nothing like that. And this is why I feel like this feud we're gonna get between Orton and Cody is gonna be complete opposite of what we get with Roman and Punk. Because I think they're more so gonna be their feud is gonna be based more on violence. I feel like Roman and Punk's feud is based right now on just promos and words and who words cut deeper. Whose punches are gonna hit harder between Randy and Cody? And now you get the Viper mentality. Then you get the Snake. I think it's only gonna make Cody Rhodes better because you got to think about it. They already like had the history back in the days too. So it's only gonna make Cody Rhodes better. I feel like Randy Orton being dangerous has to make Cody Rhodes more dangerous. So I'm interested to see how Cody Rhodes react now. Because one thing about Cody Rhodes is he with the shits. He takes it however you want to take it. If it's beef, it's beef. If y'all mans, he's gonna show that respect. He does a thin line between like love and hate. So if there's beef, Cody Rhodes is gonna step up to the plate and then it's gonna make for something better. And that's why I say it's gonna be full of violence though. But as far as the segment go, I loved it. Kept it simple, kept it heel, kept the blood. Come on now. It looked like you had the fans' reaction, like, oh my god. We haven't seen a fans' reaction like that in a while. Last time we seen a fans' reaction like that in a while, I believe was Cena heel turn. But other than that, it was absolute cinema. Somebody clip this right here, take a picture of this, and then put it in black and white. Absolute cinema.
Um, so I guess I'll be the Simon Cowell right now. I don't think it was cinema. I think that's a strong word to use. I don't think it was a 10 out of 10 segment. I'll give it about an 8 out of 10. I enjoyed seeing it because it was interesting, right? I don't think no one particularly had seen it coming. I know a lot of people was asking for, well, it definitely was people asking for Randy to revert back to his old ways, right? But I think a lot of people was also wanting to see that, right? Homelander Cody, him turning heel. I personally would have went down that route. I feel like you could do a lot more with that than this. I'm okay with this, right? But can I don't know if he can outdo what he did in that '09 territory, right? And I'm not saying he has to, right? Because we definitely evolve as people, and we don't want to copy anything, but we've seen Randy do some of the most ruthless stuff we've seen in WWE history. I'm not sure what's gonna happen, right? I'm gonna enjoy it as a fan. I definitely like that. It was just a huge buildup as we get closer to WrestleMania, right? We didn't want to have two baby faces in both of our main events, with Punk and Rhodes being right huge baby faces right now, and Cody and Randy was kind of be the same thing. So I understand making this move. I definitely like him, throwing jet throwing Jelly Roll out the way, and after we all thought that Randy left, that he comes back, and Cody Rhodes is right in between those steel steps and hits that chair shot. I definitely like that moment right there. But it was cool. Um, but I'm never gonna let creative off the hook. So let me ask you, is this gonna happen to Cody Rhodes every WrestleMania season?
Until he turns heel.
So I seen this with The Rock, to where they was cool, and then he turns on him, and then he beats the shit out of him. Next year, John Cena then turns heel and beats the shit out of him. Now this year, Randy Orton turns heel and beats the sheet. I said sheet, beats the shit out of him. I don't want to say it's redundant at all, because once again, we needed something to add a little sazon, right, to this matchup. But overall it was cool, right? Shout out to Randy. We also seen, right, as Monday Night Raw happened the other night, that he was supposed to have an interview with Michael Cole, right? He ends up canceling the interview, and he's on the phone with someone telling him that there's more than one royal family, right? Over the last couple of days, I've been seeing, a lot of people give their, predictions on who he was on the phone with. Just real quick to you, if you could fantasy book, right? How would Who do you think should be on the other line of that call?
Kevin Owens. Long time no see, Kev. Kevin Owens hated Cody Rhodes before he left. Kevin Owens should hate Cody Rhodes by the time he gets back. So I don't think there's no reason why we shouldn't see Kevin Owens back cheering on Randy Orton, because he feels like Cody Rhodes has been selfish. He feels like Cody Rhodes doesn't care about himself. I think that, people need to form an I Hate Cody Rhodes club, because he's a politician, bro. He'll make everybody believe what he wants to hear. And I'm just speaking from the other side, though. Cody's my man. No, no, don't get it wrong, though. But if I was to look on the other side of things, though, it's either that or we're freeing Ted DiBiase from jail. Yo, we free Ted. Yo, we gonna sign Ted DiBiase to a 10-day contract, bro. Make him a part of the story, bro. That's it, bro. Free Ted.
Nah, definitely free Ted. That would be so, dope if he wasn't in all these legal situations. That if he could be a part of this story, just due to, the backstory that all three of them have, right? Them all being in legacy back in the day. Kevin Owens, I mean, that's cool. He's definitely still, out on injured reserve right now. So how much could he really play into this story would be interesting to see how they'll put all that together. But You know, I would just say The Rock, right? If we're talking about there's more than one royal family, we definitely know how the Samoans are just all throughout the WWE, right? And just how that bloodline definitely works. Right? I know a lot of people was mad about, from the last time that we seen The Rock, the final boss in the WWE, everybody was so hyped up that the work he was doing, for then him to kind of just disappear, put a sour taste in a lot of fans' mouth. So I would love to see him back. I would love to see the creative um story that he could do involved in this. Once again, we all seen the backstory with him and Cody Rhodes, as well as when he wanted Cody's soul, right? And he ends up saying no. Then we all know how that story turned out. So I wouldn't be mad at The Rock. But Cody Orton, right, going down at this year's WrestleMania. Friday Night SmackDown is tomorrow, so it's gonna be very, very interesting to see what Cody has to say. I'm pretty sure he will start the show tomorrow and address everything that has happened. So I'm interested to see. Moving on to other news. And I think this segment was better than what Cody and Randy did. The beginning of Monday Night Raw that just passed, right? We see we see Seth Rollins in the ring, and he's talking his shit, right? And then we see Paul Heyman come out. Shout out to Paul Heyman for always, being, a promo, one of the promo guys on the mic, but for also looking the part, right? Just looking like he hasn't been getting any sleep, looking like that stomp that Seth Rollins had did to him really affected his eye, and just everything in between. So I definitely like that aspect. Right? He just starts screaming out F5, right? And Brock Lesnar music hits. Just still me as being a fan, whenever that music hits, I do just get goosebumps, man. I just know that it's about to be, shout out to Mark Henry, right? Somebody about to get their ass kicked. So he comes down. But hold on real quick before I continue. Triple H. I'm tired of the mask man. I just can't take any more of the mask man. There was one mask man, there was another mask man, now there's 30 mask man. I don't know what his fetish is with these fucking masks. I don't know what kinky shit him and Stephanie be into with all these fucking masks. I'm just tired of the mask. Right? Just another thing. Seth Rollins. I like everyone to be healthy in the WWE and for everyone to be a part of what's going on. But if this man, if Braun Breaker is not here, I don't see the use of Seth Rollins right now. I get he's a huge star. He's a championship contender type guy. So if he's available in any capacity, you want to use him. But it already seems like the vision, well, what's left of the vision, is going after, right, the tag titles.
The version,
So I just don't see what's going on right now. Now, once again, we're still on the road to WrestleMania, right? There could be a lot of twists and turns, and we don't know what's gonna happen. But I hope this gets utilized, right? Just in the right way. I just him running around with 30 mass minutes just irritating the fuck out of me.
yeah,
But
bro. You think it's a shadow clones?
like I don't know. But just continuing, right, of what happened once again at the beginning of this week's Monday Night Raw. Brock Lesnar does come out, destroys all the masked men. Hopefully this will be the end of them. Right? He gets in the ring, and for the split second, you think that at WrestleMania we are going to get Brock Lesnar versus Seth freaking Rollins. Then the lights go out. And once Oba Femi music hits, a star was officially born. He starts trotting to the ring, man. and just the aura, just the strut, just the look in his face, just the demeanor, just the lighting, the crowd interaction, everything just looked beautiful, right? You see Brock Lesnar in the ring, he starts looking around like why is everybody chanting his name, right? Why is why does he look so intimidating right now? And it was just perfectly just put together, right? Um, Obafemi enters the ring, and we really haven't seen somebody. I feel since the Undertaker, right, from when they had their feud, really just have no fear of a Brock Lesnar and really just put it to him, right? Lifts lifts him up for what's the move called? Sir? Is it the Tahana bomb? Or am I saying that's not it?
Nah, that's like Raquel, bro.
No, that no right. That's Raquel. So what's the move called?
Shit, we just gonna call it a power bomb, bro.
Well, yeah, overall.
Rula.
So hits him with the power bomb, and Brock Lesnar, man, right? Shout out to him for being the vet that he is and knows how to put people over when necessary, because as you can see when he's laying there, you can see him say stand over my well, put your feet on my chest, and points at the WrestleMania sign, and now we get Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi, a match that we have all been waiting for, a match that we have been asking for. And I feel that right there was cinema. But Sam, just how do you feel about this match being announced, man? Brock versus Oba.
Before I do anything, the ruler. What I told you about the ruler since them NXT days, man. What I told you about it, bro. Shout out to booking, man. They gave us what we wanted. They just sugarcoated it. I thought we was gonna get Oba and Rusev. That was just an appetizer, man. You know what I'm saying, though. But shit, to everything you said is to everything that I was hoping that they did, man. You hit it right on the dot, man. Right on the fucking dot. Whatever you was gonna do with Obafemi, you had to make sure you made him look strong as possible. And the only way to do that was to set him up against Brock Lesnar. And the curveball that they threw, that they really threw us thinking we're gonna get a Seth versus Brock. No, 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 no. The ruler came through, and the ruler did exactly what he's gonna do to Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Because you know why? The ruler Obafemi. Hey, Obafemi, the ruler, man. Come on now. You heard the pop. You heard the crowd going crazy. David versus Goliath, bro. When's the last time you seen two powerhouses like this, man? We live in an era of WWE where everybody want to be like, we don't have no power builders anymore, man. You had two fucking freaks of nature standing like that. And the way that Brock sold that fucking power bomb, bro, yeah, that's gonna go down in history. That's gonna go down in history. That's one of those moments I think goes down in history, and that's a stepping stone in the right direction for Obafemi, though. So shout out to them for doing it that way. It kind of made you forget about how Brock had the open challenges. So now there's more dates too that Paul Heyman has said in I believe the week like 2 weeks ago. So now we're gonna see where the promos lead, where the violence is, where all the segments lead between those two though. But that's a great way to start it off, man. That is a great way to start off this road to WrestleMania between Oba and Brock, man. You have him standing on top of him. I want you at WrestleMania. The ruler versus the beast. Yep. Well done, man. Well done, no Obafemi. We've been waiting for this, brother. I've been waiting for this and way to deliver in the moment. That's one thing I'd say. It's not about it's not about just wanting to do it. It's about how you do it. And I think a lot of times at WWE, we could get to somewhere, but it's about how do we get to somewhere. That's the most important part. And in this case, they did it perfectly right, man. Seth is not medically compared. Somebody steps up, not even Seth's man's, but just off the strength that he's challenging. He wants next up. And what better way than to conquer the beast? So, what about Femi? I'm very, very proud of you. You did very good in that segment.
Right. Shout out to Obafemi. He's definitely going to be a star. There's so many potential matchups, right, that you may want to see him in, right? You could talk about Obafemi versus Gunther down the line, right? And Obafemi versus Drew McIntyre, right? And just so many countless names, right? So shout out to him. Shout out for creative for doing this right. Right. Once again, I get on creative all the damn time for being uncreative. Thank God y'all finally did y'all job. What y'all get paid to do. Not just keep throwing out masked men. But shout out to that segment, man. Let's talk about another thing real quick. I just want to hear your thoughts on this. How are you just feeling about at WrestleMania? As I feel like I knew since she has came back. How do you feel about us getting once again? I guess the third chapter, hopefully the final chapter of AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. Right? We seen that. Yeah, it kind of felt like a filler, right? Just to maybe just get our minds off of Becky Lynch and AJ Lee. We've seen Bailey go up against AJ Lee for the Intercontinental Championship, to where I didn't think there was really any way that Bailey was going to win that match. AJ Lee ended up getting that victory in a great match. Um, yeah. So just how do you feel about Becky Lynch and AJ Lee Part Three?
It doesn't move me unless there's a stipulation.
So what stipulation do you want to see?
I'm not gonna say the cringiest cliche shit in a Vegas street fight. I want to see, you know
No.
what I'm saying? Maybe a ladder match.
Ladder match.
Yeah, I think a ladder match would do them just fine.
So sort of like how I forgot which WrestleMania it was, but like a Bianca Belair versus a Becky Lynch.
That's a lead ball knowledge that I don't have. So yeah, whatever you say.
No,
I
unless I'm tweaking. Fact check that, sir. Fact check that. I said AJ Lee. Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch. Cause I'm pretty sure they did.
at WrestleMania.
Or maybe or was it a different pay-per-view? I could be tripping, y'all. All right, I know all y'all diehard WWE fans. He doesn't even say the right match. Dang, my fault, y'all.
Oh, listen, I have not competed in a one-on-one ladder match against each other. It was a one-on-one, but no, I don't think a ladder match.
So who did Bianca Belair go up against to win that WWE Women's Championship in a ladder match?
Let's check right now.
I'm gonna get it right, yo.
Defeated Bailey in a brutal ladder match to retain.
Bailey. Okay, my fault, y'all. Either way, right? A ladder match like that, which really, propelled Bianca Belair's career. I definitely think if we can get something like that, it definitely would be interesting. I don't know, maybe a last woman standing. Actually, I think the perfect stipulation for those two, an I quit match. Right? Because I feel like Becky Lynch has always, once again, I love the character work that she has been doing ever since turning heel. Right? Has always said she has not tapped out. The refs have been cheating her and this, that, and the third. What not a better way just to end this feud for either of them to have to say the two words, I quit. So I think that would definitely be interesting. Um we can talk a little bit about your guy, man. LA Knight.
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem like he has any WrestleMania plans. So what's going on with LA Knight within the WWE right now?
So we are blackballed. Unfortunately, that's the case. I don't know what's going on between LA Knight and this vision business. I don't know if we're getting LA Knight versus Gunther. I don't know what we're getting though. I don't think we see LA Knight in WrestleMania, bro. And no, I don't care no more. This what y'all want to do to LA Knight, man. This what y'all want to do. If LA Knight leaves and go elsewhere, I'll go with him, bro. Cause I can't take it no more, bro. You got a megastar, bro, and you can't get something.
No, no, you still do have, Money in the Bank, King of the Ring.
I just don't know, bro. Like usually I have an answer to something. I don't have an answer, bro. I'm on a lot of answers.
All right, but what do you, right, just in your personal opinion, what do you think is holding him back right now from being in that main event championship scene?
Creative.
So basically, he's getting the Chelsea Green effect.
Oh my god. He's getting the Chelsea Green effect. We're treating him like he's Sami Zayn or something, bro. That's alright, bro.
So are you
Maybe
saying that you haven't been a fan of Sami Zayn living in the backstage area and giving backhanded compliments to everybody and acting like a creep?
no, because the nigga always ends up apologizing for it. He said, "I'm sorry. I just don't know.
I
I'm sorry."
feel I feel sorry for if you are a water bottle around Sami Zayn after after he has one of those segments.
Nigga's sick, bro. But even he has more emotion than LA Knight right now.
Oh, so you didn't like LA Knight as his new job as the ambulance driver? No?
It's cool, like it's a cool segment, bro. But where are we going with this, man? Where does this lead to, bro? Like, there's only so much matches we got for WrestleMania, and now we're talking about the Vision going after the tag team titles. So what? There's nobody left in the Vision for this nigga. His whole feud was with the Vision. We have
LA Knight versus Danhausen?
Dan House. LA Knight might have got cursed way before Danhausen got here. Cause what the fuck? At this
Once
point,
again.
at this point, give me LA Knight versus the fucking Penta. Give me a ladder match, actually.
Yeah, so they definitely did say I think there are rumors that Penta will defend the IC title in a ladder match with a couple of people. Or would you be satisfied if LA Knight was in that match?
No, I'm not satisfied. I'm not satisfied. I'm cool with it. Sure. Satisfied? No.
No, I definitely understand how you feel. But it's business, right? As much as WWE is a show and it's a an athletic product and just everything in between, there's still the business side of it. And in any business, right, there's favoritism, right? And LA Knight is just not one of their favorites when it comes to certain things. Is he good for certain comedic segments or for him just chasing around the vision? Sure. But when it comes to a world heavyweight championship run or a WWE championship run, they're saying no. Now, why? I'll never know because we're not in those type of conversations, but is he that type of talent? In my opinion, yes. Does he get that reaction from the crowd? Yes. Does he have the in-ring capability? Yes, because once again, and no disrespect, we seen Jay Uso type out Gunther at WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight title.
And that's the point we're going to keep using for everybody that deserves a world title shot. Because if you was able to do that for Jey Uso, bro, you could do it for LA Knight.
Right? If
Yeah.
like if we're just gonna keep everything honest, because shout out to Fabian. He brought up the point. I guess they put it in the Unreal thing that how Azale was getting on him about the botches. Once again, Jay Uso. I've seen Jay Uso almost going to cardiac arrest trying to get over the top rope.
I seen this nigga miss a super kick.
I've seen him just not being able to take a neck breaker. And then it looked like they was dancing for a second. I didn't understand.
I seen that nigga slip doing a spear.
Now, once again, this is not to bash Jay Uso because once again he has a great entrance. He is a legend within WWE. He's been in a legendary tag team. Um, I even like the passion that he had in that segment with CM Punk the other week. But once again, if we can give him a world heavyweight championship shot, I definitely think we can give it to LA Knight. Yeah, but we're just gonna have to wait and see, man. I definitely said this though. I think when it does come, we get past WrestleMania. When it comes to Money in the Bank, if it's not Dominic Mysterio or LA Knight, I'm done. I don't think there's no other two people
What
that
about
should
you?
work. I
Mm,
don't think it has to be this year though.
if he's,
Right?
but if he wins that though, that
Oh
that's
no, for sure. Like no, I wouldn't be mad at it. But then once again, you're just throwing LA Knight to the back. So if you're okay with that, then sure.
I'm not. But if, for Trick Williams, I'd be cool with that though, just because I fuck with Trick.
Right? But I think they can have Trick win a title without even being in the Money in the Bank, just based off how they're pushing them.
You know what I do think though. Oh, and we said Jey Uso. If we could have Damian Priest as champion, we could have LA Knight as champion. Sorry, I just had to throw that in there.
Oh yeah, Damian Priest. Now once again, he's winning off the mat for obvious reasons. So I'm very jealous in
For
that
stupid
aspect.
reasons. He had Damian Priest off the outside the ring. He's doing Kobe's 81.
Wait, which 81?
Kobe's 81,
No, he doing the Bam 83. Well,
bro. We might be putting a little numbers, bro, behind that one.
nah, for real. No disrespect whatsoever. But yeah, man. I mean, we could just name so many people that definitely got a shot. So yeah, I definitely think LA Knight is that type of dude. But we will talk about this again. The last thing I definitely just want to get into, right, is the ongoing saga with CM Punk, the best in the world, and the tribal chief Roman Reigns. Thumbs down. 1 star. Dirty, dusty, disgusting, lazy, unoriginal, unanticipated, boring. I just did not like the last segment that those two had together. CM Punk, I feel, and I'm not being biased at all. I feel like he was doing his thing, but for him, I just didn't like any of the points that Roman was taking, man. We get it. You're, you're the tribal chief, and what else? Like I just don't feel like he held up his part of the bargain in that promo segment, and then to end it with "You're old." Y'all are both in your 40s. Like I just didn't understand. Like once again, this is what creative. All they all came to an agreement. They all wrote this stuff down and thought this was the best way to follow up after Roman spoke about his deceased father. I just did not get it. Um, I think it was better off just doing a brawl at that point. But Sam, how did you feel about the latest promo segment between Roman Reigns and CM Punk?
Mm, it didn't move me, but at the same time, though, I'm not gonna keep getting heat. After a while, shit gotta cool down though. So when you get back to back two good promos, and shit, after a while, it under delivered though. But I ain't mad at it though. For the most part, though, it's been a good feud thus far though. I just think that what they're saying has been a little bit repetitive. I think most on Roman's part. He said you could acknowledge me as the tribal chief. Yeah, I could have talked about your dog or whatever the case may be. I just think that he's just yeah, underwhelming. And to your point as well, he was better off having a brawl because after a while, like and we said this last time, there's only so much you can say before hands need to be start flying. And I think this was the last thing that was needed to be said before we really start getting into this fighting part. So yeah, it's over with now. I think I don't know how somebody calling you old is warranted enough for you to finally punch me. It wasn't warranted enough when you said everything else though, but that means you want to punch me. If anything, if we was gonna throw punches, Roman Reigns should have threw the first punch last week. I mean, 2 weeks ago. But instead he let Jimmy do it. So now I don't know where we at. I'm still very much invested into this. I have no
For sure.
complaints. I have no complaints on that. I think even though it under delivered though, it does not take nothing away from just the build up that we're having to WrestleMania though, because I know it can only get better from there. So I give it a 4 out of 10. A couple of marks definitely did hit, but for the most part though, still a good build up though. Still a good build up. I don't want nobody to get that confused. For all the fans out there that's complaining and shit, I don't want this to get confused. This is still a good build up. This has still been very interesting, and it's still WrestleMania hype.
For sure. Actually, so last question I just do want to ask you. Cody Rhodes versus Orton, Punk versus Roman Reigns. Which should be the last match of WrestleMania?
Roman versus Punk. I just think that it's Roman Reigns. I think that he's must see box office. But then again, I say this now, but just watching the build up, I mean, just watching the segment for Cody and Randy, it really could compete. So here's what I would do, and this would be a, a Vince McMahon booking for me. I would take Punk and Roman versus Orton and Cody in a tag team match. Winner gets the main event of night two.
No,
Oh,
that definitely would be an interesting tactic. I'm actually not mad at that. Punk and Cody, um, Orton and Roman Reigns. That definitely could happen. And I think that would definitely be maybe that final Friday night SmackDown before WrestleMania. I would not be mad at that. That would be a very interesting stipulation put into it. That's actually not a bad idea at all. I definitely do think though, still based off how both of these matches have been built up, I think Punk and Reigns, it is just the money match. It is the mega match. CM Punk and Roman Reigns, arguably just the top two stars in WWE right now, right? And I definitely think that also fully and closes the door on bringing back the prestige to the World Heavyweight Championship. Right, we all definitely knew what that title meant, right, to us as kids growing up when the Batistas had it, right, the Undertakers had it, the Edges had it, right. So I definitely think once again just for the elevation of that title to officially cement it back to where both of those titles are just 1A, 1B. I definitely think Punk and Reigns, right, definitely should end the show. But once again, man, the road to WrestleMania. We're gonna keep talking about everything going on, and we are going to keep critiquing everything because that is why we are here. All right. Shout out to Road Dog for still not knowing what he wanted to do with Chelsea Green. Um, Shout out to everybody here within the WWE universe. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on the video. Follow us on all social media platforms at it's debatable double underscore. And if you don't, you are cursed.
mhm. Thank you,
Yo,
family.
nigga said